Now, coverage you can count on. This is WTVM Newsleader 9.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Barbara Goche.
And I'm Jason Dennis. The execution of Troy Davis will take place tonight. CNN is reporting it will begin in about 10 minutes.
Well, after hours of delay, the U.S. Supreme Court less than an hour ago rejected Davis's 11th hour appeal, clearing the way for the execution to proceed.
Now, Davis was originally scheduled to die by lethal injection at 7 o'clock tonight, but Georgia officials waited more than 3 hours, allowing the U.S. Supreme Court to consider the case. Here's a live shot now from Jackson, Georgia. Tonight, a 2-decade-long story may come to an end.
Yeah, Mark McPhail was 27 years old at the time of his death, and a native of Columbus. Troy Davis will be 42 years old at the time of his death. He's a native of Savannah. Their lives came crashing together 22 years ago, and the end of this nightmare for both families will come shortly. The final steps to execute Troy Davis are once again underway. Newsleader 9's Taylor Barnhill has been at the state prison in Jackson all evening. Taylor, what's happening tonight?
Well, right now we're hearing CNN is reporting that the execution time has been set for 11:10. We have not gotten that individually confirmed by a public relations person from the Department of Corrections, but that is what we're hearing right now. We do know we are waiting. We're on standby to see when that announcement will be made, to see if someone comes out here and does inform the media of that. Now, I want to talk about the scene here. All day we've seen supporters of Troy Davis. We've seen people against the death penalty. They've been cheering. They've been ranting. They've been saying chants together. And right now it's an eerie quiet. We know across the street some of those supporters were quieting down earlier, having a candlelight vigil. Now the ones behind me, some are crying, some are praying, because they did get that information that the U.S. Supreme Court did deny that appeal. Now, one thing that was kind of causing a ruckus, not a ruckus, but with making more noise around here, was a caravan of Georgia State troopers. Now, at different times, they would come down the highway right in front of the Department of Corrections. They had their sirens blaring like you can hear. You can see their lights were flashing. Some of the people we talked to said that they felt in their hearts that those officers were doing that to remember Officer Mark McPhail. Others were saying that they were pretty sure that that was just to add extra security measures. Now, like we mentioned about these supporters standing behind us, right now they're praying, they're holding hands, they're kind of talking. Everybody's just waiting for that decision. Newsleader 9's Laura Ann Sills has been talking with them. What's the overall mood today?
The overall mood is that this has been a painful day. Not only is it painful emotionally, you know, they've gone through so many emotions of the tension of waiting on the execution and then it being delayed, and they were so joyful, and then back to the tension when the U.S. Supreme Court denied that appeal. So I can tell you that it's just a painful time for everyone, and not only is it emotionally grueling, it's also physically grueling on them. They have been in this roped-off area since noon without food and very little water. And once you leave the area, you're not allowed to come back. One of the supporters, who is an attorney in Atlanta, says it does not matter. They are going to be here all night long. They're here for Troy Davis.
I think it's more just sadness that that's even gotten to this point, that we in this country we could actually be executing somebody that I don't know if he's innocent or guilty, but there's certainly doubt if he's guilty. And I think it's just sad that in the 21st century that we would put somebody to death when there wasn't conclusive proof that he was guilty.
Now, a podium has been set up by the Department of Corrections just down the street. That is where Taylor Barnhill and I are about to head down there and see what they say. Now, we do know that the execution they are going to go ahead with it. So whether it is in process or whether it is beginning right now, we hope to get you that information as soon as possible. In Jackson, I'm Laura Ann Sills, WTVM Newsleader 9.
All right, thank you, Laura Ann. And word that the execution will proceed has been a long time coming for the family of slain Savannah police officer. The mother of Mark McPhail waited all evening hoping for this news, and continuing our live team coverage. Curtis McLeod is live in Columbus at the home of Mark McPhail's mother. And Curtis, it's been a tough few hours for this family. I understand they are getting brand new information in the last few minutes, right?
That's right, Jason. I just spoke with Annalise McPhail, Mark McPhail's mother, and she tells me that from the Attorney General's office, the lethal injection has been administered to Troy Davis, so it's only a matter of time now before we'll receive word of his death. She's been told about 15 minutes or so. These things take a little bit of time here, process that it goes through. Now, just to put this in perspective for everyone at home here, a 22-year-old story that has just been a pain on both ends. For the Davis family, the McPhail family, will all come to an end tonight. And basically, it's just a very emotional ordeal. I spoke with Mark McPhail's sister earlier today, who said it's like a roller coaster. And her brother, Bill McPhail, told her today that this roller coaster, he's ready to get off of it. He wants all of this to end. And so basically, we're going to see everything come to an end tonight here. We'll, of course, bring you the updates when Mrs. McPhail comes out of her house here and have that information for you live on our air. Reporting in Columbus, I'm Curtis McLeod for WTVM Newsleader 9.
All right, Curtis, thank you. Once again, I want to report the CNN saying now that the execution will begin for Troy Davis in about 5 minutes now at 11:10. Of course, we've got crews there in Jackson, Georgia. We will bring you the very latest on this as it proceeds.
And just a little perspective, I witnessed an execution about 9 years ago at that same place in Jackson of a convicted cop killer. And what happens is the group walks in about 25 people to witness the execution. And then after that, pretty much he gets to say his last statement. There's a prayer, and then the medicine is administered. It only takes about a minute or two after that lethal injection for the convicted person to die. So it's a fairly quick process to happen, and we'll see when we find out.
All right, of course, we will keep you updated here on Newsleader 9.